No fighting. The theme today is, can't we just be a little kinder? So, why can't we? Not why, but can't we? And I believe we can. So last week we were talking about death, and this week we're going to talk about death. No, we're going to talk about living, and it's a perfect segue from one to the other, because as we talked about last week, you know, when someone close to us dies, the message many of us get, and we get whenever that happens for us, is we got to live our lives more fully. We got to right our wrongs. We got to forgive. We have to live in joy and be kinder to one another.
Absolutely.
Somebody was telling me recently, I think it was a client, that just how angry people seem, and they were asking the question, why are people so angry? And one of the, I forget the situation that they were talking about, but the answer that came to me is, at least part of it is social media, right? Is that the seeming anonymity of people in making comments in social media bleeds over into regular life. You know, if you're screaming at people, you know, about political stuff or whatever you feel strongly about on social media, then all of a sudden it's like, it's a habit. You know, we're habitual creatures, and we get into that mind frame, and then we just keep
doing the same,
right,
doing the same darn thing.
So
over and over again.
you know, but why don't you talk about this woman that you met last night? It's part of what's inspiring this conversation today. Hi, Naomi.
Hi.
Love you.
Yes, well, you know, the death and living, right? So we went out. There's lots of summer concerts out there, including one that we're having here on Saturday. We're doing a free concert. Leticia, our friend, is performing, and we're just really excited about it. But anyways, there's lots of places to go watch and listen to live music. And our local mall has them on Wednesdays. So we went over there, and this lady is sitting next to me, and I just start conversing with her. Hey, let's dance. You know, it's Santana, let's dance. And she started opening up to me. I don't know why she felt that it could be me, you know. Her husband just died a year ago. All of a sudden, one minute he was there, and the next minute he was gone.
64 years old, she said.
64, after 14 years of marriage. And she's alone. He had 4 kids, which disappeared from her life. The minute he was gone, she no longer exists. So all those people in the side of her family are gone. She has one daughter who lives in Las Vegas. So she's basically alone. And she says, you know, I try to fill my life with things that I like doing, shopping. How much shopping can you possibly do, you know? But she's trying to fill her life with
Right.
things to do.
But again, the point that you made this, you know, last night
Yes.
is that, or no, it was this morning. You said, you know what? Let's go do stuff. Let's do everything that we want to do, right? Let's
Don't
live.
wait, because what she was saying to me was, this guy worked for the city of LA for like 15 years, was waiting for this big check that was coming, and then he would be doing whatever it is that he wanted to do. Well, he died, and now she has this check that they sent, and he never got to do anything. He never, ever took a sick day, even though he was sick. He wouldn't go to the doctor. How dumb is that? I mean, for God's sake.
He didn't want to go to the doctor because he didn't want to break his record of not missing work, right?
That's just ridiculous to me.
So
Yes, so I was telling you, I'm like, you know, we don't lack of anything. If we want to go somewhere, we pick up and do it. We're not shy about. We love going to Mexico once a year, or every other year we go to Puerto Vallarta. We love it there. We're going this August.
You know, I had a friend too, Debbie, Nurse Debbie, who she kept saying she was going to retire for for years, and they kept. There's a shortage of nurses. They kept pulling her back in,
Right.
and I think it was the week after she finally retired,
She got sick.
she passed away,
Oh my God.
just like that.
Yes.
So
Well, the money, it's what lures people in, right? The money. My brother was telling me this too, because he's has his retirement. It's already acted. He's been paying into a union for years, all of his life, and now he's able to retire. And he checked it out. He's ready to retire, but they're paying him $55 an hour. And he's like, I can't turn that down, And so, I don't know. I mean,
there's a movie that I just looked up this morning, and I don't think you've seen it. We're going to watch it. Maybe we'll do a movie for people to come over and watch. We were thinking about doing that. And it's called I Am by Tom Shadyac is his name. He was a very famous producer, is a very famous producer, produced, let's see, what were some of the movies? Ace Ventura and...
funny things.
Yeah, comedies. And, he had a bicycle accident and it almost died, right? And it put his life into perspective because he was like, he had it all, right? Super successful, had the big house,
Everything.
all the cars, and he wasn't happy. And he said, that's it, I'm changing. And so he then just, went into voluntary simplicity and sold the big house and got rid of the car, got a bike, started biking from a place in Malibu to Hollywood every day, and just simplified everything. And then, went around talking to people about, hey, what is the meaning of life, and what's wrong with our planet, and how can we fix it, right? It's all about greed. I think I'll share that story I shared with you from the movie. So he talks about and I saw this, 10 years ago probably, so I might butcher the story. But he talked about there was a tribe, and in this tribe, everyone was living in peace and harmony, and they would share everything that they had. So the hunters would go out and hunt, and they'd bring back the food, and they'd share it with the tribe, and everyone had more than enough, right? It would get a little scarce in wintertime, right? But they would always be able to make it through. And then one of the best hunter in the tribe decided, you know what? When it comes to winter, we're all hungry together, but I'm the one who hunts the most. I think I'm going to save a little extra for myself for winter. And then some of the other hunters said, well, this guy's, Tom's doing this, right? So I'm going to start saving some of mine. And then all the hunters started saving more and more, and guess what? People in the tribe started starving to death because they didn't have enough during the winter, right? So the tribe is our human family, and that's what has happened, so that we have, multi-billionaires, trillionaires, right? And then we have people all over the world who are starving to death. So it's not sustainable, right? It cannot go on this way. So that's a big problem. I'm not going to ask. We're not asking anyone to fix today, but make a list. Maybe this could be the takeaway from our conversation today: is make a list of the things that are really important in life, and commit to those things, right? And
don't wait for the big check. Don't wait for anything. Enjoy your life right now.
Right, and maybe it also means making a commitment to what we can do, what's ours to do to make a difference in this world. How can we be kinder to the person next to us? How can we, the person we live with, people who've cut us off?
Yes, babes. Yes, babes.
Yes, babe. That means you and me. It means all of us, right? All of us working together to make this a better world. And Naomi says, gonna watch tonight. It's on Netflix. I found it on Amazon. It's on Netflix too.
Excellent.
Fantastic. Good to know. All right, so let's just be a little kinder, Life is short.
Talk to
We're
that
all
person next to you. Embark in a conversation. See what they have to say. They might need you today. They
make
might
a
need
difference
you.
in somebody's life. Call up someone you haven't talked to in a long time and make their day, right? And so Karina mentioned it earlier. We've got a concert this Saturday, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., and a world peace meditation that we'll be doing. Leticia Joyce Style is going to be doing the concert. She's an amazing DJ that just plays all kinds of spiritual music that most of which I've never heard. So if
It's gonna
you're
be great.
if you're local and want to come by for that, just text us. Let us know. We'd love to have you.
DM us.
Yeah. So if you got some value out of today, if hope we lifted you up a little bit, give us a like, give us a comment, and what else does Naomi say? Oh no, I was wrong. Not on Netflix. Sorry.
Oh.
So it is on Amazon Prime for $3.99. I think we can afford it, right?
Yes.
And thanks for joining us. Namaste. And yeah, send us to anyone you think could get value out of it. And we love you guys. Thanks for tuning in either live or afterwards. And we'll see you next week.
All right.
Alrighty. Let's close and close and close. And oh, I didn't keep the cursor there. There it is. Boom. Okay. Ooh, so that end.